What's good, YouTube family? This your boy Aristotle Investments. I'm back with another episode of Market Talk. This is episode 7. All right, we're going to uncover where is the market going, and we're going to talk about the bearish signals that I see. Okay, so that means that I see some signals potentially meaning that the market could fall from here. Now, I also wanted to talk about other things, you know what I'm saying? Like, where do I see crypto going? Where do I see the market going for right after the Santa rally? All right, so we just had our Santa rally. All right, so we're gonna get right into it. But before I do, okay, I want you guys to do me one favor for me doing the research and coming on here and giving you guys enthusiasm and everything that you need to get prepared for the market. Just leave one like and a comment. I'm going to make this a community. This is the Market Talk community. All right. So leave a like, please, and then a comment. That's all I ask. All right. You don't even have to subscribe. Whatever. Let's get it. Get right into it, folks. So, first of all, let's go in and look at what we see right here. We see a rising wedge pattern. This pink pattern I drew out so lovely for you guys. We got a rising wedge pattern. Then it broke support. So here is support. And then now it's retesting broken support, which to me means that this could potentially fall from here, correct? That's what that means. Now, I did say this on Market Talk episode 5, okay? And here it is, folks. Here's the rising wedge with the breakout confirmed. It broke support, and then now it's retesting broken support. Turn what? Resistance. Okay, so we're going to talk about a few of those things, some of the bearish signals that I personally see. Now, let's talk about where I predicted it in Market Talk on episode 5, 8 days ago. Stocks, crypto fall from highs, rate cuts. What should you do now? This is what I said.
My opinion, I can see two theories happening with this break of support.
And this was 8 days ago.
First theory is a retest of support and then drop.
All right. So what did I say, folks? I said the first theory is that we're going to retest support and then drop. All right. And what did we do? We retested support during this drop. And then, we may drop from here. Now, that's just a theory of mine, but I also see a few things, I see this right here, a bearish head and shoulders as well. We got left shoulder, head, right shoulder, correct? So there's two sides of this coin. Let's look at that real quick. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. See what I'm saying? Shoulder, head, right shoulder, uptrend, and it's kind of slanting downward, the support line. So let's look at that. And boom. And remember, folks, we also have this gap to fill beneath. So this could very well be the catalyst to fill this particular gap coming down here. All right. So we shall see this retest of, broken support turn resistance could fill this particular gap. Now, do all gaps get filled? Not necessarily, but most of the time they do. Like here was a gap and it eventually got filled before shooting back up. Where was another gap? Here was a gap at one point. And then here was a gap right here. You know what I'm saying? It eventually got filled. So, you're listening to this. Do I believe all gaps eventually get filled? This gap did not get filled. So there are certain gaps that may or may not get filled. Like this one has not gotten filled. But could this get filled during, and we got a few gaps here not being filled. So could a recession come and fill these gaps? Do I believe we'll come down that far? I believe, let me see. I definitely believe in a 20 to 30% drop is near. So let me get this line. Let me get my info line real quick. And then is that 30%? If it was a 30% drop, but you got to think something. So it could possibly at a 30% drop. If the market loses 30%, so that's a steep drop though. And it could feel from there. And man, I'm about to dip on so many companies. But I don't see that, I see at least like a 25-ish% drop somewhere around this line. But yeah, that's typically where the market falls, 20 to 30%. And then it recovers. It never really goes higher than 35% from past viewings. And if you want some proof of what I'm talking about, here's the 30% mark right here. So just know that it's running in a cycle, and so far the cycle is ready for, like right here, this is a 27% drop from highs. See that? So that 20 to 30% mark that I was telling you about. And then I think COVID dropped. This is what this is. This was like a 35%. See what I'm saying? So it's about a 25 to 35% type of drop. And then I'll say 20 to 35. So this was just a 20% drop. The trade war 2018 drop. See what I'm saying? So these aren't substantial drops. We got 20%, we got 35%, we got 27%. So what are we seeing, folks? We're seeing the range of 20 to 35%. And 35 is when the world is drastically has been changed, And that was a crazy drop right there. And if you survive it, you survive it, right? Now, that's my whole theory in itself of why I believe that we're seeing some bearish signals. Let's go look at the fear and greed index. Right? I always go to the CNN. Fear. Okay, so they always say buy when people are fearful. So we're at a fear mark. So could we get a nice 200 MA bounce? Could we retest the 200 MA? Last time we touched the 200 MA was October 2023. It's about to be 2025. So about a year and some change ago. That's what I mainly see, folks. Now, I did want to talk to you guys about this. I did call congrats to everybody for Stock Sundays. Baba went crazy.
Thing about it, number one is Baba. So even though we broke down, I go to the 1 day chart. All right. And then we reset it right here. So we got this trend line.
So look where I called Baba. It was right here at this trend line, and it bounced. So congrats to the people who took Baba for Stock Sundays. I'm just calling these plays, and look, a crazy candle that day. Literally the next day after I called it on Monday of this week. Crazy uptrend after I called Baba. So congrats for that, folks. You get what I'm saying? And make sure you tap in, folks. You guys see what I can do. You guys see the magic, and I'm doing this in real time. It's not often that you see somebody. I'm talking about for months and weeks straight. You can look at all my market talks. You can look at all my Stock Sundays. These are my 2 stock series, and yes, I absolutely kill it in bank. And let's look at some testimonials real quick, folks. Like right here, somebody said, Aristotle, I cannot thank you enough for the profound impact of your platform. You can read that if you guys want. Your guidance in trading has not only opened my mind, but also brought up parallel clarity to the world that often seems overwhelming. And even this person joined after I blew my Robinhood account because I saw a video on how to rebuild your blown account. This Honey Drip Network strategies and plays are real 0% cap, affordable plays for any account size. You could just look it up, man. Like everything we do, you guys are going to see that people love this chat and they love the game that we can offer, because my whole game is to help people get financially free, not only through stocks, but through business, real estate, all of that. We will be doing business consulting. We will be doing a lot of things, within the chat. But yes, folks, as far as SPY, we're going to see. Let's kind of, I wanted to really dive into like 4 hour. This is 4 minute. We need 4 hour. All right, cool. So I like to go to the other charts to see if I'm, drawing my line correctly, because it's like it's right there at the retest line. Let's see. Let's draw this line one more time. It's locked. Let's try it. Is this the top of this bad boy? Because I really want to make sure I'm drawing my line correctly. I believe I am. It's never gonna be super perfect. Looks good to me. Let's zoom in here. Make sure that, we're getting some type of reject here. And another thing that I like about this particular area for rejection, we got us a little head and shoulders look and play here, but also this was a key level as well that broke support here. This white line, this 602 level, as you can see on a 4 hour, retesting this after breaking it with rising volume is also something, to be considered about. We got a head and shoulders, we got a break and retest of rising wedge, and we got this, 4 hour, resistance here that was support at one point in time. So it's a lot of indicators that I think could potentially make the market fall. We can look at the S&P strongest stock like an Apple, bearish divergence on the RSI. And I'm not the type of person to bet against the market, but sometimes I just feel like, hey, I've seen enough. It's been 2.5 years of bull markets. Now, granted, they are doing rate cuts at highs. Could this be one of the longest bull markets we've ever seen, Based on history, we need a correction, but could this be some type of anomaly bull market because companies are doing so well? Apple balance sheet is just continuously going, because I'm going to tell you what's going to make the market. Then they're going to have to raise rates and all of that. They're going to have to find a way to correct the market. That's something I do know. But, right here, right, like if Apple, we go look at Apple's balance sheet, and they're just nonstop, just growing. As Apple grows, the economy grows. Why? Because they're one of the biggest, players. So they are growing. And that's just ridiculous. Like Apple is still growing. Still a great company to buy that just grows. And then as a new kid turns 18, a new kid wants an iPhone. So they have their customer base. As long as new people are being born, they're going to be fans of an iPhone. All right, so look at other stocks like Meta. Is Meta due for a correction? I mean, like I said, folks, maybe this is the peak of everything. We don't know. At the same time, Meta is just a beast. I wouldn't say a correction, and if they do correct, I mean, these guys are a beast. I own shares of Meta. I own shares of a lot of things. Microsoft is pretty high. Everything is just pretty high right now. AMD is one of my favorites to, average into at the 115s, the 100s, and the 90s are my favorite areas. So I have these lines right here designed for AMD. And Google is just, hey, we're using Google right now. I used Google earlier, right here. So that should tell you something, folks. And before I get off this, I want to say this. The reason why the market is going to keep going up is because of the reason you just saw. I am using a MacBook, Apple. I also service with Apple. Google, I just use them, and we're on YouTube. So what should that tell you? For all of you like, the market is going to fall, the sky is going to fall. How? When me and you are the reason why these stocks are going up. I'm paying the Apple bill, you're paying the Apple bill. I'm Googling stuff, you're Googling stuff. I got to pay my Verizon bill, you got to pay your AT&T, Sprint, something like that. Waste management, you have to pay your subscription for the trash to go out. You get what I'm saying? So For all you like, the market's gonna fall, the world's gonna end one day, and all this and that. Unless we all stop paying our trash bill, our phone bill, all these type of bills, the market is just going to correct, and then you can buy the dip. Once you figure out life common sense stuff like that, you won't start saying stuff like, "Oh, the market's going to fall." Because then you're like, okay, in order for the market to fall, one of its biggest holdings, Apple, we would all have to stop paying our service for iPhone. We would all have to stop doing this, stop doing that, stop doing that. So you guys get my drift. Make sure you guys tap in the link in my bio. Leave a like and subscribe, baby. I know what it is. Your boy Aristotle Investments. I don't want to be too long, and we are done with Market Talk episode 7.